new Swift programmers or new programmers, they tend to never add any comments to their code. So if you are a new programmer and you want to know how to add comments to your Swift code, then well done, first of all, for watching this one video, because it means that you are becoming a better programmer by wanting to understand why you should comment your code. And then first of all, let's answer how to comment your code out. So in Swift, as we've talked about, a variable declaration and so on is that name is equal to David, and we could put two forward slashes next to each other. This is saying, hey, anything after this should be deemed as a comment, and it's not part of the code. It's not part of the final compiled version, all right? The compiler, before the compiler gets the code, it will just literally throw away all of this stuff to reduce down the amount of code that needs to be checked. And that happens through other intermediate parts of Swift and so on. There's lots of different stages, so the comments will get thrown away. But the comments are there for your future self, for other people to understand what you were thinking about when you were writing this one variable. And this one here is quite explicit, but the name, or say the first name of the person, and then here is then the surname of the person. You know, they're quite self-explanatory of what the variables do, and that is another part of naming variables and constants. They should be relative. They should give the developer an understanding of what they do when using them, because it's not always that you can look at a variable and see what type it is and what value it had initially. So that's why the variable should be pretty explicit. You don't have to say like variable string, because you can infer that that is the type here, and by using type inference we can already see that the surname is of type string. Okay, so the variable name in itself should give you a good indication of what value it has and what it's supposed to do. And here the comment is just giving that additional information. Now, you don't need to write comments on everything, and some people, they do like to comment everything, and this is the age of the person, you know. It's a little bit of overkill, but if you want to have overkill in your code and make your developers write stuff like this, you could just write here person's age, and that's basically it there, and you wouldn't need to have this is the age of the person. You don't need to have it, because the comment is basically saying the same as the variable name, and the variable name is saying the same as the comment, and as long as the type inference also backs that up as well, you really don't need this one comment either. Now, if you want to do them the comments multi-line, we can then say then name is then this is the person's first name, etc., etc. And if we run the code, you see everything works fine. So anything between this / double star here and then this star and / is all deemed as a comment, all right? And there's also like comment blocks and so on. That's why it's changed a little bit of color, but we're not going to get into that now. So we could then continue to put surname down here, and this is the surname of the person, etc., etc. All right, and we can then format it nice and properly. So this is a way of doing a multi-line comment. Now, if we wanted to comment this out, we could then come here and comment this out too, and then run the code. And if we were to, let's uncomment this first of all, just to show you that even the compiler is going to ignore it. So let's say print info, and print info, let's do it properly. And we have then David, and then Thorn, and then 45. And if we run this, oh, that was just build, excuse me, my mistake, your fault. And you can see here that hello David Thorn, you are, let's run that again just to be correct. I keep doing build. Hello David Thorn, you are 45 years old. We can see that that works all perfectly fine. And then if we use a multi-line comment and run this, the compiler now is start arguing to you, hey, what? I can't find print info in scope, because it's there. Remember, during those different phases before the compiler actually got that code, this code was thrown away, so it didn't exist anymore. All right, so this is basically comments. Comments are a message to you in the future, or other developers in the future, to be able to understand what that code does. Now, there are also other programming languages that use comments as annotations as well. So you can then have, I don't know, on one of a server, you can have the code look through it, and specific comments prior to code blocks or something like that are telling the compiler to do something with this one code. But that's a different story whatsoever. If we're just talking about to explain to future developers what that code does at a specific time, now it could be this function fixed a bug because of no reason. You could be explaining why you did this at that one time, because someone might say, why have we got this in here? And say, please remove this code in the future. It was a hot fix and we need to make it better. So when someone does come to see this and they go, oh dear, that's horrible code, they then go, this function fixed a delay, please remove this code or refactor it, and so on. So you're leaving a message and say, hey, fix this code please, because it was really bad code in the beginning, but we didn't have much time and we had to write this code. It's adding a future fix for a bug. All right. So this is another reason why you would write code. It's like your insurance to tell the developer in the future, hey, this is the reason why I did it, so don't come shouting at me later for writing horrible code or code smells. I had to use a code smell because I only had a certain amount of time, or the customer only gave me a certain amount of money to fix this, which gave me only a small amount of time to add it, all right? Or if there's a link to another ticket or something like that, you can put it in there. So there might be like a Jira ticket that you want to add the link to, and that comes in here. So you add the Jira link to it, or the Jira ticket, or whatever ticket system that you are using, and so on. So this is why you would have comments, and it's best practice to use as little comments as possible and write code that people can understand, rather than having lots of comments that if someone can't understand your code without comments, then you should think about refactoring your code. And if it's not possible to refactor your code, then you should add comments. Okay, that's basically how it works. With that said, I hope that you've got something out of this. I hope I've explained it well enough, and so on. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and if you do have any questions or feedback, make sure you put them in the comment section down below. Thanks very much, and goodbye.